This is entry number 37 of Bill Adkin's life. And today we're going to start with glider stories and airplane formation stories before we end with a duet that we both will sing. Go ahead, Bill. Talk to us about your years as a pilot in the gliders.
Well, back in about 1960, 61, I used to pull gliders up, and guys would there in Seattle, and guys would glide around, find the airs, they would say, and then glide as long as they could, and safely land wherever they could. And I was never called to go get a glider at someplace else. They always seemed to come back. And they kept saying to me, "Bill, we want to take you up in our glider." And I says, "Well, in order to do that, someone has to pull the glider." And they couldn't find anyone. They really couldn't. Guys say, "Oh no, I got to use my airplane for this or that," and always making some feeble excuse. And I was always happy to help out. What the heck, why not? But they also said, "Bill, you've got to fly a sailplane." And I said, "I would love to fly a sailplane." Now, the difference between a glider and a sailplane is size. The sailplane has very long wings, and once you get it up in good air, you could go for 8 hours just gliding, because it's designed to stay up in the air. And there weren't too many sailplanes up there in Seattle, but there were a couple. And the guys said, "No problem, Bill, we're going to take you up in that." Well, it never happened, but that's all right. I just think that it would have been fun, but that's just one part of my life that I missed.
What about that big long cord they helped get the gliders up there with?
Oh, well, of course, they'd like to have a rubber band maybe, and I could cut, and then that's the end of it. But when you pull anything, a glider or a sailplane, you have a cord, and it's tied to the tail, a tail loop, and when you connect to them, it's permanently tied to the tail. So when you connect to the glider, they have a release mechanism, very simple thing, to release the rope. And when they do that, then they're free. And then you just fly, you're just dragging the rope like kind of on a 15-degree angle or something, and you land, and there's no problem. It's not going to hook on something and cause you to be killed or something. And you just land and drag the thing down the runway until you pull in toward near the hangar, and then when you get there, you untie it, and so it's not a big deal at all. But I had to have a loop installed on the tail, but that was not a big deal. The guy didn't even charge me anything. But it was fun. It was really fun.
Tell me about the formation with the airplanes.
Well, in Omaha, Nebraska, I had a chance to buy an Aranca Chief. This guy had it for sale, and no one wanted to buy it because it was such an old airplane. And it was about 85 horsepower. The thing go maybe 85 miles an hour. But it was a nice looking airplane, so I thought, well, he only wanted $1,000 for it. And so I talked to my wife, and Carla said, well, I know how much you want that. Go ahead, we'll figure it out how we can pay. So I borrowed the money and paid for it, and it was I'm sorry, what do I do? Lisa. Damn it. Hello?
Mr. Bill Atkins, please.
He's not here, ma'am. This is Irving Lipschitz. Can I help you?
Yes. Did Mr. Bill Atkins give hands?
I left some rubber bands by your door.
Thank you, Mr. Lipschitz.
Okay. Huh. Anything else?
Thank you. I thought it was you. I don't know why. I just thought it was you.
Yeah. I will call you this afternoon, okay?
Okay.
Can I call you? Or you can't accept the phone calls?
Why can't leave me a message? My voice mailbox.
Well, I've never been able to leave one.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll go check it. I'll go look after it. All right. But my phone is working.
Okay, good. Well, maybe it'll ring when I call it.
Okay. Are you going to the Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow?
I intend to. I have to order my food from the store. I have my list, and that includes a surprise thing for everyone.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go and bring something. I can bring something. I don't know. So.
Well, bring something for. Usually on something like this, you bring something for 4 or 5 people, and everyone brings something for 4 or 5 people. Then everyone has plenty of food to eat. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Are you ready now to finish the story about
Damn it.
the... Are you ready to finish the story about the formation?
Oh,
You
I
bought
don't have
the
to go
plane?
back?
No, I was recording all that. It's really funny.
Oh, God, girl. Oh, jeez. You're recording now?
Yes.
Oh, that's awful. I ought to spank you.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I bought this an Aranca Chief, and it was in good mechanical condition, so I didn't have to spend any money on it at all. And it had just been inspected, so I didn't have to pay any inspection fee. And I took off there from Omaha Airport, downtown Omaha, but that's where I used to fly out of, so therefore that was convenient. A dealer for another brand of airplane, my mind's gone, said, Bill, you can park your airplane here, no problem. So that's what I did. One day, I was talking to a couple of pilots, and they said, we're thinking of going someplace to have lunch. And I says, well, I know a place where you could have lunch because I've gone there before. Where's that? And I mentioned the airfield, the airport, the city, and I said the airport is outside, so therefore it's very quiet, calm country. And there's a great pizza place right at the end of the runway, so we could land and go onto the grass, park, jump over the fence, and go have pizza. And everyone, the guys thought, that was great. We're going to get some more guys to do this. So we set up a date, and there were 6 of us. So we all got in our airplanes, and They were at another airport, so I had to come. Um, they were ready for me. Either I called them or they called me, and I says I'm ready to go. Okay, we'll look for you, and then you just make a touch and go, and we'll follow you. Okay, fine. So that's what I did, and it was in a local airport at Omaha. It's just out of town, so that it's not as congested. So anyway, we all got in the air, and we all had an airplane that was similar to the Ronca Chief, about 85 horsepower. No electricity, just battery power for talking on the intercom. Well, that was fine, and we all got there to the airport, and one at a time we landed, and I guess I landed first so that I could taxi over where they could see where it was logical for me to land and park. And so I parked, and the other 5 airplanes came in, and after we landed, we jumped over the fence, walked across the road, and walked in the door of the pizza place. And the people in the pizza place, of course, saw us all fiddling around. They said, "You guys all flew in?" "Oh yeah. Bill says this pizza is awesome," and it was. I love supreme pizzas, and this guy made a pizza that was outstanding. So we all had pizza and soda, and afterwards they said, "Well, no place to go. Let's just go back to Omaha." I said, "Okay, fine." We were about half an hour outside of Omaha, and we got in the airplanes and took off. And before we did, it was agreed that we would fly formation, and not a straight line formation, but a staggered formation, and which is kind of neat in the military. And so we thought we would try that. So that was what we did. And we took off and got into formation. And someone said, "Boy, it's kind of windy up here." And someone said, "Well, got an idea." "What's that?" "Well, why don't we all slow down and see if we can maintain everything, altitude and so on, speed, but not move from the ground." "Oh, that would be great." So we all, one at a time tried it, and we were all basically, theoretically, stationary. But we were flying from the wind that was coming to us. And it was a breeze. It was over 30 miles an hour. And so one of the guys said, "Look down on the ground." And I looked down, and we were over this road, and these cars were pulled off parking to look at us. We were still the formation of airplanes, and they weren't moving. And we laughed about that, and so we stayed there for about 10, 15 minutes and decided we didn't want to cause a crash of cars. So we accelerated on and flew on to Omaha area and landed. But we sure had a good time. But that was that I will never forget it. Never forget it.
That's awesome. Now I'd like to sing a duet with you, Bill. And I'm going to ask you to start. This is something that I actually sang in choir.
Well, let's see. Let me try something here. Zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly,
all day long.
Zoom
as we reach the end of the day, we will sing and laugh and be gay. Zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom. Yay.